What is up, everybody? Nicklegostava here, and in today's video, I'm going to be answering the question, is Transformers Kingdom Wave 1 and 2 plus some of Wave 3, is it worth it? So in this video, I have many figures to kind of do a quick overview and my thoughts on. We have Rat Trap, Black Arachnida, Huffer. This is a different Gears, but I wanted to talk about it because I think the Gears for the Kingdom series was canceled. Inferno, I've already done some custom paint work to him. As you can see, I've painted those parts the correct color they're supposed to be, which is white. Air Razor is off screen, but we'll go over Air Razor too. And the actual new characters to the line are these, I think they call them fossilizers. There's two fossilizers that I have here. Dinobot, Cheetor, that's actually the red Cheetor because I have the other one transformed. That's how I have it displayed. And then Optimal. I almost said Optimal Optimus because I have him sitting over there. But you know what I'm talking about. And Wave 3, the only Wave 3 character I have right here is Rhinox. And then we have, I think that was Wave 1, I want to say, Beast Wars Megatron. And then Wave 2, Leader Class, Ultra Magnus, which I did a review of him already. But there's still a lot to go over here. So what I want to get out of the way right off the bat is this Mech Fan Toys Huffer, or not, damn it, Huffer's right here, Gears. Now, I think that they said that Gears was canceled for the Kingdom line, like he's not going to be coming. I think we were supposed to get a deluxe Gears, but I heard that it was canceled. I mean, you never know, it might still come out, but I think that the Mech Fan Toys one is alright. I also got the Mech Fan Toys Huffer, so now you can actually see that comparison that I wanted for that review. But yeah, I've also painted the hands on my Huffer already. I did that in the thumbnail of that video, it was done, but in the review, I did not have the hands painted. But yeah, those are painted. But that's what that's looking like between them. I still think this one is more cartoon accurate, but this one is more articulated and slightly bigger for the newer size deluxe mini bots. So with those two out of the way, we can now get into the meat of this. I'm not going to go in any particular wave. Like I said, this is Wave 1 and 2 in its entirety, and one Wave 3 figure. And then we have this little other core class figure. I think I mentioned him in another video that this kind of like rubber plastic is not going to age well. Like I could already probably break that if I wanted to push it hard enough. But that's not going to age too well. It's not like it's a memorable character yet. I mean, who knows if it'll even have a big role in the part 3 of the Netflix series of Transformers. Who knows? We don't know yet. But I don't know. That's a skip for me. Most of the new characters, yeah, they're kind of cool. They're definitely visually interesting for Transformers. Like these are just a whole nother deal here. You can make combiners with these. So if that sounds interesting, I would say these are worth it. And if you wanted to like army build these, and I don't know, who knows what kind of prominence these characters will have in the upcoming Part 3 Kingdom of the Netflix Transformers series. We don't know that yet. So, still no attachment to these, but I did end up getting them because they are interesting and new and look cool. So that's why I picked those up. So, with those out of the way, like I said, are those worth it for you? Not if you just have attachment to the original older characters that have prominence. And then Black Arachnida here, more or less a kind of downscaled MP, but the hands for me, it is accurate, but I don't know. For me, it just kind of looks a little strange like that. But it does come with an accessory, which I don't know if I ever posted the review that I mentioned that in, that I didn't notice this accessory until, well, I don't throw away my boxes, but until I already had the box like stowed away, and I had to get the box out, because it's just like in the bottom, strapped up. It's not something you would easily notice. But Black Arachnida, yes, this is a very solid figure in my opinion. I mean, of course, like I say, my point of contention with new Transformers is the size and the price point and the amount of hollowness you get. That's my main point of contention. Where other than that, oh yeah, and quality control on some stuff. But other than that, we're getting good figures. I will say that. So if you like Beast Wars, the Beast Wars characters are worth it. If you like G1 still, they're still giving you G1 characters that probably should have just been in Earthrise. They probably could have just continued Earthrise. But I think they did that so they could still be like, oh, hey, we still have G1 stuff in Kingdom. Yeah. So yeah, here we go with Inferno here. I was going to make a separate review, but, you know, I like doing these big overviews. I think it just is a lot quicker and I can go over a lot more faster. So yeah, like I said, did the custom paint on that. I actually kind of wish I didn't paint these shoulder things. They kind of had this like nice metallic paint to them, and I think that kind of just kept them separate from the white of the wings, but I just did it anyway for accuracy. And I mean, if I really wanted to remove it, I probably could. And I just did the little paint right over there on the pins in the hands just to blend that in a little bit. Still didn't get the upgrade kit for that. That's one thing that still pisses me off about Grapple and, of course, Inferno, since it's just a mold mate, but that hollowness there is so annoying. And I know they have an upgrade kit, but, I mean, you don't always want to buy a $30 figure and then have to buy a $15 to $20 upgrade kit. It's just not something you want to run out and do all the time. So hopefully, maybe I'll just make a 3D print one. That'd be good enough for me for both Grapple and Inferno. So, almost just knocked off the little fossilizer guy. Here we go with Airazor. Now, I did a separate unboxing review of this that I didn't post. I actually don't think I finished it. I filmed the first half and then didn't finish it. Maybe one day I'll just post like a Gallivant freaking marathon video of all the stuff I haven't posted. But yeah, there's Airazor. You do get the two pistol accessories, whatever you want to call them. Solid figure, but just where is it at? You can see right through the leg there. That's my main point of contention with that figure. It just looks bad right there. But other than that, this is pretty solid. Now this is getting remolded into an eagle, and they didn't even remold the head, so that's a little weird for that. You know, they're forcing you to buy that so you can get the more accurate to G1 side swipe, right? That's the button that's bundled with that, or was it Mirage? Whichever one. And then I already kind of went over Huffer. So let's move him out of the way. Rat Trap, a nice core class figure. I do kind of like the core classes. Like I said, I think the Studio Series Sharkticon could have been core class. Like, they could have been like bigger, more like the Legends figures were, but I don't know. Them as a deluxe is just kind of like cash grabbing because they know people want to army build those. But yeah, Rat Trap, decent figure. You know, me, I do like Beast Wars. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I kind of preemptively I made sure I got all the characters because I'm going to watch it in its entirety one day, and then I'm going to want them, and then I'm going to have to pay aftermarket prices, which would just be annoying. So I just decided to get them, even though I don't have the most attachment to them yet. You know, I do think they're cool in passing, but yeah. Here is Dinobot here. Now, this figure I do think is solid. It's pretty good, but the very visible hollowness in the arms definitely is just annoying. And then this big gap, you can just see through the arm all the time. Like, you can pose it in a bunch of angles, but you can always see through the arm right there at that hinge. That's kind of annoying. But other than that, it's decent. You know, of course, with these Beast Wars figures, you're going to have just some weird kibble on the back. But decent. More solid Dinobot mode than Kingdom Megatron, in my opinion. I still haven't transformed him since that video. I just don't like the Dino mode. And there's also a 3D print upgrade. I haven't printed it yet, but you can actually have it to where this spins. Like, that would spin around in his hand without having to, like, physically move it. Like, you can hit it like a helicopter toy, and it will spin. So, yeah, he comes with his sword as well. He can wield. So, decent accessories. People say this sword isn't very good, but, I mean, it's alright. It fits inside his tail. But, alright. I mean, like I said, you're basically paying Voyager price for basically what a deluxe size figure used to be about 10 years ago. So, that's basically what it is these days. I'm trying to move off some of these to the side because I have a lot to go through still. And then Cheetor, I did a whole video on Cheetor about my thoughts on that versus the red one as well. It's a decent figure. I still haven't gotten the Netflix one. I've seen it several times. I'm just not going to get it. I mean, I could just paint the blue on this a different color if I really wanted to. But other than that, yeah, it doesn't stand very well in robot mode, but it's decent in both modes, and it's pretty big in animal mode. It goes from a decent robot to a decent animal. So, there we go. On to Kingdom Ultra Magnus. What have I done since my review of him? I've put this big-ass Autobot symbol on there because he did not have one how he was supposed to. I maybe should have went with my gut and maybe put a bit smaller one on there, but I put the show-accurate big Autobot symbol there, so that's what I decided to do with that. I haven't been 3D printing too much. I haven't really had the time, but I did, this is about to cut me off. I'm going to have to piece this together, so boom. I haven't printed out the shoulder fillers, but that's the main thing that pisses me off in robot mode about this. And someone pointed out in the comments that in vehicle mode, to hide the hands, you can pop these arm plates on, just move them forward, which, I mean, that's a pretty good idea, but like I said, they should have just given us a new, like, Earthrise Ultra Magnus instead of just redoing Siege again for, like, the 5th time. So there's that, and then we have, oh, look at this shit, this fell off again. I think that mine actually was not glued properly on my red cheetor. It does not stay. I don't think it's supposed to pop off. I figured that out after that. I was like, damn. But yeah. Prime here, he has, I mean, he's literally just a downscaled MP in like basically every way. You know, I never had the MP, but it has the arm cannons just like that. It's just, it has this fur texture instead of it painted on. So, I mean, it's really what you prefer on that. And, of course, the size, which whatever collection you're going with. But other than that, it's a pretty solid figure. The main point of contention here, I'm going to redo a different 3D printed thing. I don't like how that stands up so much from that. But this gap right here, that's pretty sightly and bad right there. So that's just the main gripe with him, but I'm going to make a better 3D printed solution for that. That was just for now. So there's that, and then we have Rhinox. Now this is the only Wave 3 figure I have. I wasn't actually expecting this to be in stores yet, but I was just there, and I was like, oh wow, there's literally one Transformer on the shelf, and it's a Wave 3 Rhinox. So here he is. From what I've seen of the Thrilling 30, I gotta say, I think I prefer the Thrilling 30 one. This one, just the way the legs go together, and the way, just look at this back right here. That's just really lazy in my opinion. Not very good. I mean, maybe you could fold it up a little better, but not really. You see, this is supposed to be the bottom of the mouth, but you still see the bottom of the mouth right behind him. So, I don't know. Especially if you have the Thrilling 30, Rhinox is not worth it. Like, it's just not. But, like I said, if you don't have that, people are already charging crazy prices for that. So, this is your only option, really, unless you want to pay the crazy prices, or you get lucky somewhere. But yeah, that's that. He's just kind of eh for me. I mean, the way the legs go together, mine pinned together decent, but I've heard that some people have issues in this area. It'll be all like floppy, and that's not good. So yeah, I kind of was wanting to like him more. And also the green on the shoulders here, I'm probably gonna paint, because you see that in both modes. It's like, why did they make that part green? That should have just been molded in the same color as that. That's annoying. I hate when they do that. So we're belting these out. Beast Wars Megatron. Now, I mean, of course, if you have the MP, this is not worth it. But if you want something for your uniclacerations, yes, this is worth it. But it really needed ratchet joints. That is something that I even mentioned in the original review, but I've noticed just even more so after that. This really needed ratchet joints. Maybe you have tighter joints on yours. I mean, mine aren't the loosest, but they're not. You cannot really get imposed very well, because he will just fall over, especially because of the weight of this rubbery plastic that they made him out of. But we went over many figures. What are your favorites in the wave? Mine would have to be the more Earthrise characters, of course. Kingdom Ultra Magnus, Kingdom Inferno. You know, that finished out my Season 2 Autobot cast, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't think I've... there's others that I'm still looking for. I mean, besides some of the Decepticons that they still have horribly stocked. Like, still no Dirge and Ramjet for me. Still no Earthrise, Ironhide, and Ratchet, just because of poor distribution and trash. I also was going to throw in Optimal Optimus. Oh, I put him on that table over there. I was going to throw him in. I know he wasn't with this, but I actually did some cool stuff. But I'll probably do a review of him at some other point, because Optimal Optimus is like my favorite Beast Wars figure that I had at a garage sale, and it freaking was missing pieces. But I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Alright. So like I said, what are your favorites from this? And also there's like a Netflix recoloring of this. It's like so pointless. Like they made this darker, I think, and they just barely changed anything on him. I don't know. The Netflix Walmart exclusive releases for Kingdom are just not it for me. But there you go. If you're new, watch the videos, decide if you want to subscribe. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye. Oops. Oops, gotta interject here. Forgot that Cyclonus was in Kingdom and not Studio Series 86. This figure is most definitely worth getting, in my opinion. The only negative I can really conjure up about this guy is the way, in transformation, the way the knees have to kind of shimmy up into the leg is something that might be faulty over time and scratch up the painted parts right here. But other than that, this is a great figure, great transformation. The way all of the nose like folds up into this, really solid figure here. So yeah, he was in Kingdom. I forgot. I thought he was in Studio Series 86. But yeah, him and the Kingdom Optimus, which was just an Earthrise re-release. And I bet you've seen my video on that, and my thoughts of them not changing a single thing or fixing anything on it. So there you go. That's what I think of the Kingdom, and is it worth it? In my opinion, there's a lot of solid figures here. You know, if you're not really a Beast Wars fan, there's even still offerings for you, like the G1 characters. But, you know, this is giving those fans what they want as well. And yeah, so I don't know. Is the Gears canceled? Do you think so or not? The future will tell us that, but this is a solid Gears. Really glad I picked this up. So, oh yeah, besides the loose-ass shoulder I got on mine, but that's a separate rant in itself. So there you go. Peace. Have a great one. If you're new, watch the videos. Decide if you want to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. Peace. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Alright, so I'm actually at a Walmart in Arizona, and I stumbled across this. Looks like someone swapped that out and gave it a return. And I got it back out on the shelf. And they also still had the Headmasters here. Finally found Dinobot in store, so that's awesome. And the new Batmobile, so that's awesome.